So Shure recently released a very interesting microphone. This is a USB microphone, but it's also an XLR microphone, and it's much cheaper than their beloved Shure SM7B, the microphone that I actually tend to use to record these reviews, typically at least. However, there are a lot of differences between the two, and I'm going to tell you about the various reasons why this isn't really an exact substitute to that microphone, and why this one may or may not be good for you. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Before we continue, I just want to remind you that we have a Twitch channel where we stream every Friday and Saturday from 8 p.m. and to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, so why not go ahead and drop a follow? And also don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and also make sure to check out the merch store. There's plenty of black and white sweetness to choose from up there, so go ahead and check that out. And then make sure to take a look at the podcast as well, as the podcast always goes live every Wednesday and Sunday. And with that said, enough rambling, let us get straight into the video. Very quickly, I'm going to be recording this review with this microphone on the XLR setting, running through my Yamaha MG10XU mixer. However, for the different tests later, I'll be switching between XLR and USB to see if you can notice a difference between both settings. Also, if you want to use this microphone for live streaming, then make sure to stop by my Twitch channel tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be a live review per se, and I'll be answering your questions if you have any. But let's get into the unboxing from here. This box came a bit messed up because Amazon shipped it with exactly as you see it. Kind of sad, but luckily everything inside is safe thanks to the plentiful padding that you will find around this microphone. You will also get instructions and the microphone itself already attached to its stand and the micro USB cable for power. The exterior design consists of metal. This microphone feels very nice and hefty, and it's actually pretty small, at least smaller than I was expecting. But it is a very nicely built microphone, so no need to fret. You'll see the capsule itself, since the windscreen is pretty easy to remove, but definitely keep it on because plosives can be pretty problematic here every now and then. More on that soon though. On this microphone, you're going to find an XLR port, a micro USB port, and a headphone jack. And over here, you're going to find some pretty neat controls on this microphone built in. There is a capacitive slider for adjusting either the mic gain or the headphone gain with a button to switch between the two. And there's also going to be a capacitive mute button that works either way. Now that's really cool too. And the level of control here is really appreciated. And it is actually a fairly new implementation that I haven't seen for many other microphones, so I like it. And with that aside, let's get into the actual audio test. First test is going to be over USB with my headphones connected directly onto the microphone itself for monitoring. Now this microphone sounds pretty good, but not $250 good, in this setting at least. This seems to be more of a flat microphone in its USB setting, and only a virtual EQ can really adjust for that, though that's something that you'll likely be doing in post. I hear some plosives every now and then, still, but this microphone actually does a pretty good job at rejecting other noises and things like that, since it is a dynamic microphone after all. That is essentially what it is supposed to do, what it's meant for. Overall, while it sounds pretty good, I can think of many USB microphones that are cheaper than this one that can offer a much more flattering sound right out of the box. So if you only plan on using this on USB, then I would not recommend it, and I would urge you to go in a different direction, but only if you're going to stick with the USB setting by itself. And now I've gone ahead and switched over to the XLR setting here. And by the way, I just wanted to clarify that the whole point of this microphone having two ports is to allow for upgrades. And generally, you would start using this microphone with a USB cable until you're ready to invest in an interface and then use this with an XLR interface instead, and really get the most out of it. Granted, in this test, I've left it completely untouched, minus maybe boosting the gain in post if necessary, but this is what it sounds like in its XLR setting. Also, in this XLR setting, you will lose all of its onboard controls and you'll be relying on your interface to work things through. So do make sure that you get an interface that will allow you to really get the kind of control that you want. Now, on this side, there's a little bit more presence in my opinion. In this setting, I would say, and I much prefer how this sounds as it does over in the USB configuration. And it also handles sound rejection even better here from my testing. and yeah, overall there's just more clarity. And now with some EQs such as giving the lows a bit of a boost, barely increasing the mid just a little bit, and raising the highs a little as well while adding very minimal compression, I do like this sound more. And this is the benefit of going with an XLR microphone. You can customize this on the fly to your heart's desire. And I'm going to continue the rest of this review with the setting so that you guys can hear that, I suppose. Another great thing about this microphone is the monitoring aspects. They did not cheap out on the preamps here at all, since the monitoring sounds great, and I feel comfortable relying on the audio signal that I get back into my headphones coming straight from this microphone whenever I use it in the USB setting. I do, however, have some complaints nonetheless. I was surprised when I heard how prone to plosives this microphone is, even with such a thick windscreen. I don't necessarily love that aspect, to be frank, and this microphone being released this year in 2020 should have come with the USB-C port instead of micro USB. I don't understand this decision at all. The sound in its USB configuration doesn't really justify the price in my opinion, but I guess that there's only so much that you can do over USB, right? And lastly, the onboard controls are cool to have, but some feedback or some kind of vibration, would have been nice here, because you do have to slide around and tap to control the settings on it, and oftentimes I feel like it doesn't register my finger at all, which is a little bit annoying, so I kind of don't like to mess around too much with that aspect. So in conclusion, this is a very good microphone. As a USB microphone, it still sounds pretty good and offers a lot of control for a USB microphone. Sound rejection is still good here, and the monitoring experience is easily the best that I've had from any USB microphone so far, but you should only get this microphone if you eventually plan on going the XLR route, or if you already plan on using this as an XLR microphone. And because the price is too high for a USB microphone, and there are cheaper microphones that sound better. However, as an XLR microphone, this is very good. It's pretty difficult to beat actually, even within its price range and even going a little bit higher. I love that Shure made this microphone, and this isn't quite a proper replacement to the Shure SM7B, in my opinion at least. The SM7B has greater presence than this microphone and handles plosives much better for sure, in my opinion at least. So I can recommend this microphone. For sure. If you're going to go the XLR route now or eventually, this is a great option. But not if you're only going to use this as a USB microphone forever, because then you'd be losing out on a lot of what this microphone is capable of delivering on. And with that said, if you're interested in purchasing this microphone, then I'll be making sure to leave affiliate links down to Amazon in the description, as well as links to Luster, which is going to be a very special tool for helping you find sales if you're trying to find sales on this microphone or other microphones like it. And you can also use Abunda if you would like to, instead of paying outright for this microphone, just finance it over time if you wanted this microphone but couldn't afford it all the way right now. It is going to be a pretty useful tool. All of these are. However, if you end up using any of my links, I do get a small commission. That does help out the channel quite a bit. So I would appreciate that quite a bit. And also do make sure to stop by the Tech Summit podcast. It does go live every Wednesday and Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Do make sure to stop by for that if you would like to learn more about tech and things of the like. And do remember that I will be streaming with this microphone tonight on my Twitch channel. So if you're interested in hearing what this microphone sounds like during a live streaming scenario, then I would strongly urge you to stop by. Links to that are going to be below, as well as links to my Instagram and my Twitter so that you can follow me there as well. But with that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing you guys later. Enjoy.